Hi guys, and welcome to another kit review. Okay, so today we're going to have a look at a kit from ICM. It's a 1/48 scale. Okay, the kit number is 48254, and it is the U-2 Po-2VS with Soviet pilots and ground personnel, 1943 to 45. Okay, first up, gotta say, this is probably the nicest box art I've ever seen on a kit. It's absolutely gorgeous, right? Beautiful detail, and surprisingly enough, the main subject of this kit is in the background, and you've got your pilots and Soviet officers in the front. I think it's gorgeous. It is absolutely, yeah, it is a stunning piece of box art, and I would love to have a poster of this. Anyway, enough of me rambling on about the box art. Let's have a look at the box. So, on the side, we've got brief history of the aircraft. Okay, 14 plus warnings, as usual. This is ICM's Hong Kong distributor, which is the people who sent it off down to Australia. So ICM are expanding their network, which is a good thing actually. And on the other side, we've got, there you have it, the plane itself. Okay, usual warnings about 14 plus adult collectors, but these beasties, I think they were being made right up until the 50s, so not bad at all. Okay, so that's enough of the box. Let's have a look inside. Okay, so put that over there. ICM's newer style box, solid construction. Okay, open her up. Instructions. Okay, sprue layout thing, we'll have a look at those in a second. Now I have had a look in this kit ages ago. So you've got one bag of sprues for the crew. You've got another bag of sprues which has the decals and the aircraft parts inside. Okay, so that's basically it. So we'll put those aside, take care of this, and we'll have a look at the instructions in a second. Okay, so here we are back again, and let's have a look at the instructions. So basically on this side you've got Ukrainian, English. These are your basic color callouts. So they are only for Model Master, so it's only written in the Ukrainian and English. You have 10 color callouts, which is fairly straightforward, and your usual warnings about scratch, build, make 2 of these, etc. Right, front page as usual, sprue layouts. Okay, fairly straightforward. That's your clear, which is just 2 little cockpit canopies, because this is a 2-seater biplane, and main wings, fuselage, etc. So let's have a look at construction. Seems to be fairly straightforward. Seems to be reasonable kind of detail. So instruments, color callouts as you go, as you can tell. Decals for the instruments as well. And then put the 2 fuselage halves together, but no seats yet because underneath is still open. So next page, wings. Okay, it tells you here where to drill the holes in the wings, and then you get to pilot seats, fairly straightforward. More colour callouts for the lower wing. And as you can tell from here, the pilot seat's actually attached to the centre part of the lower wings. It's just easy, and then it just goes up and connects to the fuselage. And you come onto the engine, which looks from here not too bad as far as detail. We'll have a look at the sprues in a minute anyway. There we are. There's the engine completion, tail, support struts for the tail, and then weapons, which is basically bombs. So this aircraft was used for reconnaissance, light bombing raids, artillery spotting, you name it, even training. It was primarily a trainer, but during the war, the Russians used it for almost anything they could think of. Alright, so then your bombs get attached to the bottom of the wing. Then you go to next stage. Right, so wing struts, undercarriage, and the top wing. That would be the trickiest part because of the angle of the center supports, getting it all lined up on the fuselage and the bottom wing. After that, it's a matter of putting the engine on, machine gun if you need to, and then she's done. Machine gun goes on the back cockpit. This one here is critical. This actually gives you the bracing wire layout for the aircraft, including bracing wires that go from front to the back, which are actually part of the, I guess, tail fin mechanism. So yes, it is a biplane. You could finish it off without putting in your guide wires, etc., but that defeats the purpose a bit of actually having a biplane in 40A scale. 72nd scale, I can understand. The bigger the scales, the more accuracies you want. So after that, we come to a very nice all over picture of the aircraft finished, and then your colors. So you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 aircraft depicted in this kit. So you've got, so this is a night bomber air division, summer 43, spring 45, another spring 45 with lots of writing on the side, so that would be quite a standout model, and summer 44. Okay, so that's the instructions for the actual kit. And then you've got these, which are the sprue layout, color callouts for your ground crew and your pilots. So basic sprue, again, only Model Master, so if you use something other than that, which is what I do, it's just a matter of getting your internet references together. So what have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 colors. Fairly easy. Alright, they look fairly detailed, usual cautions, and on the other side, so you get 7 figures, couple of pilots, ground crew, officer, and the officer's aide, right? And this is your basic construction of the figures. Should be fairly straightforward. Mostly going to be painting, etc. Okay, and that is your instructions. And in a second, we'll have a look at the sprues. Okay, and here we are back again. So let's first have a look at the decal sheet. So I'll bring it up. There we go. Very nice register, very crisp. Okay, as I said, there are actually 4 aircraft depicted in this kit. I think I might even go for this particular one because I like that kind of Cyrillic writing and stuff like that. It'll make that model stand out really well. Yeah, they look really nice. So I'll give you a still for that so you can have a really nice look at it. Okay, and next we'll have a look at, alright, I hope you can see this, get it down here. Alright, that is your 2 cockpits, canopies, okay, front and back. Nicely clear, that's the only clear parts, whoops, almost. That's the only clear parts in this kit, and they look quite sharp and clear, so I like that. That's nice. Okay, so next we'll have a look at the fuselage. So the fuselage comes on 2 sprues. You've got wheels. Okay, so this is your engine canopy and your engine. English not good today. Anyway, let's have a look. Alright, so the detail, I don't know if you can actually see that. The detail on this is really good. I'll try and get it so you can see, but it does actually have ridges where the ribs are inside the fuselage. Okay, so this being a biplane, of course, it had ribs inside to strengthen the whole thing. So the wheels look not too bad. A little bit of flash on them, which will need to be sanded down, but they do actually have writing on them. So that I like. And inside the fuselage, really nice detail. Okay, these are your, what do they call them? I guess these are your communications between the pilot and co-pilot, or gunner, or whoever. All right, very much like a ship, I think. These kind of devices, but the detail is really nice and very crisp, and I love that. That's really nice. So on the other sprue, we have got exactly the same, really crisp detail. Okay, really nice hinge detail and ribbing detail, very nice. Engine, there we have it, really clean fins on the actual engine. A little bit of flash around here, as you can see, so that'll need cleaning up, but not too bad. And the connections are really good, so easy clean those up. And of course on the inside of this one, that went blurry again, more detail, more control detail. So that's a bit of a paint up, little bit of wash to pick it out. That'll come up really nice, and I think you could quite easily see it because these cockpits are quite open. All right, so that would stand out really nicely. Okay, so that is the fuselage. So next we go to the biggest sprue, which is lower wings, upper wing, tail. Okay. Alright, so you got some more engine parts on here, exhaust, etc., as well as your wing struts. Alright, so connections are quite heavy to the sprue, especially for the delicate parts. I'll give you a look on that. So as you can see, these are very delicate, but they have got heavy connections to the sprue. So it will take a bit of care to get it off, especially I think this, because getting this detached from the sprue without breaking those, that's going to be hard. Propeller, tail, and a wing, really nice rib detail. Okay, not too excessive. Okay, so same for the tail, even to the walk grids where they would walk up to the, and get in the cockpit, reinforcing. Some really nice ribbing on here. Alright, so let's have a look. So that's basically bottoms of these wings, and I don't know, it looks very flat, but there's still detail on here, still shows up quite well. Fixed ailerons, unfortunately, but I guess you can't have everything. So the top of the wings look really nice, but without actually having seen the bottom of the aircraft, there is ribbing on here, but what I've noticed is also some flow marks in the plastic. I think you can probably see that there, the flow marks. So although you can't feel it because of the ribbing, and it shouldn't show up when you paint the aircraft. Okay, so that is the wing sprue. So we'll put that away. And next, what you've got is these two, which are your bombs. And again, so these are your attachment points for joining the bombs to the aircraft. Shouldn't be too bad getting those off the sprue. That's going to be tricky, getting that machine gun off without damaging it, but as with everything when you're building models, I guess just take your time and a bit of care. The bombs themselves, nice detail, fairly sharp, not much in the way of flash. Let's have a look at the other one. Same again. So these are your bomb rails for the bottom wing, rest of the bomb body. Yeah, detail is quite nice, not too much flash. Okay, so there's little bits of flash on the other sprues, but nothing that you can't deal with. Okay, and so that's the aircraft. And the only other sprue we've got to look at is this one. Alright, so this is your crew. Okay. Good detail, very sharp and crisp. Even down to the actual metals on the chest. Okay. Faces, there you go. face looks good, crisp. Oh, sorry, that went out of focus. There you go. So, detail on the actual figures is very nice, highly detailed, very sharp. Let's have a look at her face. Yep, not too bad. One thing I notice about a lot of kits is when they include a female face, it tends to come out very masculine. So, yeah, but I'll give you stills. You'll have stills of these anyway. So, the figure sprue, sorry. I like it. Very nice detail. Very sharp. And, yeah, should paint up really nice. Definitely worth the consideration for building the figures, painting them up, and a little diorama, I think. Most definitely. Okay, so... Definitely. Okay, so that is the last route. So not a great deal to it. I think the joy of this one is there isn't that much to it, but it will make up what I could consider to be a very beautiful little plane, especially with the crew figures, small diorama. Yeah. Yes, I think this is definitely a kit, if you can see it, especially this one that includes the pilot, because in all you've got 2 kits in one here. So, you know, and how much did it cost? Not that much, about $35–40 Australian, I think, when I first bought it, and this is quite a while back. So, yeah. What can I say? I like it, and I think actually this might be the next kit that I build. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this one. I hope you got something from this review. Not much more to say apart from that. Hope you're well, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.